Symbolism. If you've been here before, welcome back and thank you for your patience. I've actually just been learning some ways to protect my own energy doing these readings on YouTube. What I learned is that since we're casting our nets so wide to so many multiple channels of energy, I was getting a bit overwhelmed actually by the downloads and the intake of messages and connections. So I'm back and let's see how we go. It will be a slightly shorter reading today than usual for that reason. And if you're new, welcome, thanks for being here. Let's see what we can find out for you, Gemini. We'll look firstly at your recent past energies, then your present energies, and then we'll see how this evolves moving forward into the near future. Archangel Michael, thank you for your protection. Please allow me to channel the messages for Gemini. Okay, recent past please for Gemini. What do we have in the recent past please for Gemini? Okay, Gemini, so the first thing is you've been having quite a stressful situation in your recent past. There's been worries and there's been some doubts as well, some anxiety happening here. So we're not, the circumstances will be different for each of you, but you feel like you've had a run of bad luck. And you've had to be really patient, you've had to ask people for help, and you felt really restricted. Finances also might have been a bit of an issue lately. For some of you, you've been feeling isolated too. I mean, that could be because of the pandemic. But basically it's restriction, whether that's financial or stress related or, indirectly from something else causing you to feel very restricted, like you've had a run of bad luck, finding it very difficult to kind of see the right way forward. Sometimes this can link to clouded perception as well. With the Eight of Swords, there's a bit of an underlying feeling of being disempowered, but sometimes it's a choice of whether or not you feel disempowered or strong. So it seems to be that lately things have been really difficult and stressful, that you've kind of thrown in the towel and thought, oh my god, why are things just so stressful for me at the moment? It might be that there are some solutions around you, but because you've been so stressed, it's been really hard to see them and to kind of think clearly on that. So I'm sorry, Gemini, if you can relate to that. Let's see what else we've got in the recent past for Gemini. Thank you. Okay, so there is some positive news though. There has been some kind of link to a reunion or a celebration. You have got something to be celebrating, something in the near past, in the recent past, even though there's so much stress surrounding this, and there is some kind of happiness which is a bit of a blessing and has brought you some happiness, maybe a bit of socializing, maybe meeting new people, maybe parties. Yeah, and I think that it's also about having a rest. So I hope that if you have had this stressful situation, sometimes maybe you've needed to take a break and take a bit of a step out and reconnect a little bit with some of your interests and hobbies. For some also, with it being celebration, it can point to a pregnancy or a birth or an engagement. So there is, amongst the stress, there has been something good. Although maybe it's been difficult to enjoy that as much as you normally would because of the stress. Okay. So got slightly different energies coming out here. The Eight of Pentacles has landed in reverse. So there might have been a lot of emphasis on work and potentially too much energy happening on work. And there's an impatience as well. A real impatience to see things coming forward. It also, with the Eight of Pentacles, it's with the impatience to get to where you want to be, you may miss certain steps or sacrifice quality, for example, because you want the job done quickly rather than doing it properly. I'm not criticizing, but that's the meaning of this. So you may be, because of the stress, because of impatience, if you find yourself skipping steps or not following things through 100%, or maybe not acknowledging things that need to be acknowledged, or recognizing maybe recognizing as well, like, efforts around you. That's what I'm getting a little bit as well here. Sorry, Gemini, but it's like, it's almost telling you to just slow down a little bit and to recalibrate. I mean, it's chaotic. It's a really chaotic energy. I get that 100%. But it's making sure that you slow down to really, really follow things through in the correct way. There's just a little bit of so much forward thinking and so much impatience and racing ahead that there's certain things that are being missed. So that's in your recent past. And then here we've got recovery, some kind of rest and recovery and healing, and taking a step back from a situation regarding love, which is really confusing. I mean, I'm quite confused, Gemini, I'll be honest with you. This is a chaotic energy, and it's like, it's almost like it's the best moment, it's the best time, but it's also the worst time at the moment. It's like both. It's not one or the other, it's both. And there's a sense of, with the Ace of Cups, this is new love, or like a potential for new love, or something that makes you feel really fulfilled if it's not an existing partnership. But then there's recovery linked to that. But I don't see a separation. It's not that. But it's needing to take the time to put your thoughts in order regarding this love. For some of you as well, it can relate, because of recuperation, it can relate to hospital trips, either with yourself or somebody else. And it's also a sense of impatience too, causing stress. So if that's the case, I'm really sorry if you have been suffering with any kind of illness or difficulties there where you've needed to go to the hospital, or maybe somebody else. And it's something that's really been really, something which is linked to your heart, something that's linked to love. So it's recovery, something that's linked to love. But then the moon here as well with is like confusion regarding this love. So I'm not sure if it's a relationship or something that makes you feel fulfilled, but there's something that's a little bit off. In a love situation, there's something a little bit off in maybe your love life. And I think that might be the root of the stress. And even though there's been celebrations, there's like an underlying something that is not quite right. And you've been trying to navigate like a happy balance. You've been trying to make sure that everyone's happy, it feels like, giving you a cup of love here. I also think that you're acknowledging some parts of your shadow self as well that need to be looked at when it comes to love. But there's just so much going on, Gemini. I don't think it's that specific. It's just that the energies around you at the moment are really quite chaotic. Let's see how this progresses. Can we look at Gemini's present energies, please? Present energies for Gemini, please. But what I'm definitely getting from the recent past is lots of impatience and a need to just recalibrate. I've got a bit of clouded perception here. We've got an impatience moving forward, and then we've got a need for healing and a need to take time out and to heal and to stop, kind of to allow yourself to rest and recover and to not continue being so impatient. So, I mean, I hope that makes sense to you. It could be for different reasons. Okay, so financially we've got a bit of a tough time as well at the moment. It seems that there's been, you know, like a stop-start energy with something that has the potential to help you be totally financially independent, and really, you know, prosperous. But it seems at the moment the money is quite tight. Whereas actually it was something that it does have the opportunity, the potential to bring you a lot of financial security, but at the moment it's really tight, and it's therefore asking you to be aware of reckless spending or people who are spending money recklessly, and to surround yourself with people who can support you financially or can guide you financially. Because you don't want to be putting any extra burden on yourself at the moment to make ends meet, because it does seem that is something that's quite difficult at the moment. There's something to do with an investment here as well. Maybe there's been some financial risk here. Maybe you've taken out a loan, or maybe you've invested in something, maybe you've bought something, and the cards here are asking you to not just take for granted that it's going to be okay, i.e. don't spend that money until you see the return, because it's not sure, it's not foolproof. The energies aren't there yet. It's not kind of reaching its potential and reaching its full expression yet. It's only just really getting off the ground. So it's asking you to be really careful and smart with your decision making, and not to assume that it's all going to work out, because in which case you need to, if you haven't planned for kind of backup plans, that's what it's asking you to do. You might need to ask others for help financially. And because what I can really see is a lot of hard work, but the money is not where it should be. And there could be somebody who's spending the money recklessly, that's causing you a lot of burden financially and struggling to make ends meet. Or there could be something that you've missed. And therefore you need to really take a step back and get back to the drawing board and create a plan B. That's what it's saying. Let's see what else in the present energies, please, for Gemini. Thank you. Okay. So this kind of the happy thing that we had happening in your recent past as well. There's a decision. There's a decision that you're having to make linked to that. Some kind of choice. But it seems like you're confused about how you handle that and how things move forward now. There's lots of different perceptions that are clouding you. I'm seeing that a lot, Gemini, that you're being very clouded by stress, financial burdens, worry about a relationship and confusion in a relationship, but also perceptions and opinions of other people. I can see that you're very clouded at the moment and things aren't clear for you at the moment. Maybe you're hearing lots of different opinions and you're struggling to really find where you sit with that. So you've got a choice to make, but you're not really sure yet what's the best path to take? What's the best direction to take? And it's linked to this event that we had that was happy, good news for you. So maybe, you know, something new's come into your life and you're having to learn how to navigate that. And it does bring you happiness, but it's also in a way a bit stressful because you're not sure how to respond to it. I don't know, you know, say for example, it was a proposal and you're not sure how to respond because you've got all this other stuff going on around you. So yeah, there's just like a need to really check in with yourself and be really realistic about what you can and can't do at the moment. There might be something you want to achieve. Like say for example, if it's the example of a proposal, someone might want to get married in like 3 months, but you've got so much on that it's just not realistic and it's causing you stress. So whatever this situation is for you, the need is to really check in with your own heart and listen to your guts, because you know deep down what's right for you and what's not, but you need to kind of step away from all the confusion and the opinions and the stress from everything else to know what you want in your heart, and to check in with how you're really feeling and what you need at this time. Other present energies, please. Okay, so perseverance, Gemini. Despite everything that's happening around you, despite the chaos, this is saying that basically don't give up and stay resilient, because with your self-confidence and strength, you will get to where you want to, but you have to be really firm with something. You have to stand your ground and say, for example, you're saying, no, I don't want to get married this year, it has to be next year. Stick to that. Don't be persuaded out of your gut feelings, because it's reassuring in this time of stress. The Nine of Wands is a reassuring card, but it will feel at times like it's just very frustrating and you're not sure how to navigate this situation. But basically, once you've checked in with your heart, what's the right thing for you, you need to stand with that and be firm, be really, really firm, and don't let anyone else persuade you otherwise, because it's your patience in this that will help you to maintain your position and eventually get what you want. But there are kind of some setbacks. So the Nine of Wands is saying be resilient. Don't let the setbacks stop you, but do take rest when you need to, and check in with your heart and what you really want, and don't be persuaded by other people. All right, let's see how this progresses into the near future, please, for Gemini, near future energies. And that's also with this, that was linked to this idea of an impatience and something confusing. So if someone's trying to force you into something, then I'd say stay firm. Don't kind of like buckle under the pressure, because you're right, you just need to stay strong. Near future energies, please, for Gemini. How's this unfolding? Okay. So the financial situation is linked in some way to harvest. So basically, you are going to reap what you sow. So if you've been working very hard, you are going to get back out of this situation what you've put in the near future. So it is the successful completion of a project, which I'm really, really happy to see. For some, that might involve a change of home, a house move, or it might be an investment in a new property, or it could be moving abroad, or making home improvements. But it's reaping the rewards of your past efforts, basically. So it's good. It's very good. I'm happy to see this, and it'll bring you, after a long time of hardship, there's recovery and money in the bank and stability, most importantly, a sense of stability in the home. And also, you'll be able to look back on that journey and see the hardship that you went through, and see where, be proud of yourself for what you've achieved and what you've accomplished. And also at that stage, this clouded perception that we started with here, you end up having your priorities crystal clear. So I wouldn't worry too much about that, Gemini. It is going to work out well financially for you. Okay, so the Queen of Wands here, you're going to find your passion again about something. You're going to reconnect to something that you're very passionate about, basically. Something that brings you more freedom. You might also be stepping up in work, like taking a higher position of authority and control. Yeah, so I mean, there's lots of potential here with the Queen of Wands, and it's linked to this thing that was bringing you happiness amongst all the chaos. Creation, this is artistic talents, thinking outside the box, problem solving, maybe the start of maybe an enterprise really starts to come forward. Maybe you're reconnecting with a business that you're really passionate about, or a talent or a hobby that you're really good at, that you kind of put on the side whilst all this madness is going on. So I think that you will be feeling much more confident and sure of yourself. Very attractive too, by the way, the Queen of Wands. I think you'll be getting a lot of attention from people around you. I also think that you'll be taking the lead on a situation. You've had your opinion, I say, and your needs clouded by the needs and the opinions of others. And I think I'm seeing you move forward into a much more confident energy where you're taking a bit more control. I mean, I can't see you having a lot of control in this situation, Gemini, until we reach the near future. So that's good. You are getting a bit more control over things. Anything else moving forward for Gemini, please? Okay, Gemini, bear with me. This is quite an interesting energy because we're finishing off with a lot of wands in the near future. And wands, again, linking to this passion, this fire element. Now, this King of Wands, I'm a bit worried about this King of Wands, Gemini, because this represents somebody who's extremely insensitive and can appear harsh. It's someone who can be overbearing and controlling and who puts pressure on other people, or who can manipulate other people. So you might know who that is already, or you might not have met this person yet. But if you, no matter, whether this is a romantic reading for you or a financial reading for you, or if it's linked more to business, just be careful, particularly going into business with anyone. Make sure that you know them, that you've got good references from them, because this is someone who is so governed by their passions that they make decisions that aren't really grounded or logical, they'll maybe act on emotion and act passionately and kind of like, knee-jerk reactions without thinking them through. And then, so that's the King of Wands. And then we've also got the 3 and the 2 of Wands in reverse here. So this is like a bit of a clash within the partnership. So I can see that happening with this person. There's going to be a clash. And it's asking you to, I think that's why I can see now the importance in having a backup plan. And also the importance of being able to rely on yourself, because if you're relying on this other person, whether that's a partner, a business partner, or a romantic partner, or a family person, if you're relying on that person, if this is true to you, that somebody kind of loses their temper, knee-jerk reaction, acts impulsively, things don't quite go to plan, then you'll need to have your backup. You'll need to have a plan B ready, where you can rely on yourself, and where if you have to remove that person, you'll be okay without that person. So it's basically, basically something's not quite gone to plan here, and you might need to look for a different way. You're going to have to find a way to go around something, you know. It's like when you draw the dots A to B, you can't just go A to B with this, I'm afraid. You've got to go kind of round, you've got to draw a bit of a circle, you might have to like draw a triangle and then go around on a bit of like a flower and then come round, and it's kind of like that. You're going to have to carefully and tactfully maneuver your way around this situation to reach the conclusion that you want to reach. Therefore, having a plan B is very important. Not relying on anybody in this is very important. I think that this King of Wands comes across as knowing everything, and I think they're very proud and very stubborn with that, and it's a stubborn independence, and that is making somebody be quite arrogant, and I can really sense that quite strongly in this with the King of Wands in reverse. So basically, don't be intimidated by this person is what I'm trying to say, because it's not, I don't like this energy. It's very overpowering and overbearing, and that's why I can see now the cards are preparing you in the present moment to say think and plan and expect, you know, think about things that could go wrong and plan for them. Don't just take for granted that it can go okay. Because the energy is so chaotic, it has been in the past, and that when you find stability, it's asking you to then plan ahead, because although the finances are coming good, and you're feeling strong and confident, there's an involvement of someone else, maybe either a romantic partner or a business partner, that is not a nice energy and not something you want to be reliant on. So it may be necessary, especially there with the Ten of Swords, to the Ten of Swords is like an ending, but with it being in reverse, I feel that with it being in reverse, I feel that there's a bit of self-doubt. I think that this King of Wands is causing you to doubt yourself, following your own kind of success and finding stability and confidence. So just don't doubt yourself, basically, even if this other person is being really arrogant and sure and proud and making irrational, irresponsible decisions that maybe you have to pick up the pieces if you're in business with them. Just be really mindful, just stay confident and have a backup plan, and don't let this person cause you to feel doubtful of yourself. Also with the Ten of Swords, if what that means is, like, if something doesn't quite go well, the good things, like, there's good and bad in every card, and the good thing that comes with the Ten of Swords in reverse is that Someone might see you and see where your talents will be better put to use. I feel that someone might see this situation happening and say, hang on a minute, you shouldn't be dealing with that person. You shouldn't have to deal with that situation. I can see where your strengths lie, and you need to be moving forward in that place instead. Yeah, Gemini, I'm going to ask for a card of advice from the Animal Oracle deck, because there's a lot going on here. So I'd just like to see if there's any advice. I mean, the cards are sort of preparing you to prepare for the unexpected, basically, and to not take for granted that things are going to go the way that you expect, because there's like an annoying intervening energy that's just causing problems. There's someone here causing problems. So let's see what the advice is for you. Any advice, please, for Gemini based on this spread? Yeah, be loyal to what you love. That's right over here with the Queen of Wands. And Brown Bear Spirit, take time out, which we were seeing in the past, a need for you to take time out. And if things were that chaotic, you weren't able to, the advice is to take that time out, because I saw some illness over here as well. And difficulties both financially but also mentally, and confusion in a relationship. So you definitely need to take some rest, Gemini. That's the advice. The other advice is dog spirit, be loyal to what you love. And I can see, that makes sense to me regarding both what I said about the Ten of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Going back to something that you're really passionate about, where you feel your strength and your courage, and you feel more, at home with yourself, and because of that, when you're doing what you love, you become really happy, and then you exude confidence and happiness, and people find you really attractive. And then I think someone's going to be offering you a kind of a way out of that situation, and encouraging you to spend more time on something that you're really more passionate about. So it says, change is a part of life, and all of us are meant to evolve. And our love and commitments remain strong. You are loved now, and can trust that this higher love is true. Be true to what you love, because for now it's a time of good fortune. So you might find more financial possibilities in that too. Your heart is loving and true. Dog Spirit wants you to know that your steadfast commitments to experiencing and expressing love will attract and manifest more love. You deserve all of it. Have faith in the plan for you. So by going back to what you love, Gemini, you'll receive more love. You'll express it, you'll attract it, and the more you give, the more you get, the happier you are. You're radiating, and people will be attracted to you. So that's going to be really important for you. And then Brown Bear Spirit, there is a time to act and a time to focus your attention on patient strategizing. You are best served by foregoing hard work towards your goals at this moment, and instead take the time out to meditate or just nap to refresh yourself and begin planning what you want to co-create next. Come to know the lay of the land as you contemplate and imagine what you might do in this vast space of possibility you have before you, and begin forming a plan. Gemini, what was I saying here? Plan B. It is so important. Remember, sleep allows for dreaming and rest allows for clear-headed strategizing. You need to clear your head. How might you become the person you wish to be and experience whatever your heart desires? Insight will arise as you explore the possibilities and begin envisioning your plan. Knowing what you want will ensure you use your energy wisely in the days ahead. Be patient at this time. Relax and be calm and peaceful so you can recharge. The call for action will come later. So, Gemini, what can I say? Plan B and rest, please. So actually, ideally, rest. take time away from work, and whilst you're resting, review and see if there's any make sure you've crossed your T's and dotted your I's and done like a, maybe it's a health and safety backup plan, or maybe it's like if you've started a business and then you've realised you've not got your insurance, and then something happens. It's that sort of thing. And there's an energy here that's a real nuisance, to tell you the truth, a real nuisance. So it's not the be all and end all, Gemini, because you've got something here to be really happy about that brings you into a really loving, giving, sensual, healing place where you're going to exude love, and people are going to find you so attractive because of it. And that's lovely for you. I love that. And the finances come through, and you do harvest in the end. You reap your rewards in the end. But there's just this bit that you need to take care of. So I'll leave that there for you, Gemini. I really hope that that's helped. I hope that it makes sense. Please like and comment. I'd love to hear from you what's going on with you. Thank you for sharing your energy with me, and I'll see you again on the next one. Archangel Michael, thank you so much for your help, for your guidance, for shining the light. Thank you for your protection and for your wisdom. Love and light always. Take care, Gemini. See you next time.